Ghost of Yotei is about to be released, and I don't feel the hype about this game online, like for Ghost of Tsushima or other titles. And I think it's mostly okay. Not all titles deserve the same hype. And who am I to ask gamer to like playing as the ugly ducklings when they can play as a super good looking, super masculine man, but have to play as a average looking, damn person when it's come to a female character. This being said, I just find it extremely funny and hypocritical how game review sites were reacting when talking about Hogwarts Legacy, a game that has zero involvement. Nah, I'm exaggerating. A game that didn't have that much involvement with the writer of Harry Potter, that just represent the world of Harry Potter, and from what I understood, didn't have that much input from J.K. Rowling's.
That the team made Hogwarts Legacy for everyone. But that still wasn't enough for IGN, who went on to make one of the worst final preview videos I've ever seen.
Anyone who chooses to play Hogwarts Legacy must contend with all sorts of contradictions, most of which are far more important than the usual dissonance we tend to find in video games. J.K. Rowling has established herself as one of the most prominent anti-trans mouthpieces on the planet. The character creator in Hogwarts Legacy offers a huge amount of gender diversity, but that cannot change the fact that the author of these books remains the proprietor of the Harry Potter intellectual property. If purchasing this video game feels like a tacit endorsement of Rowling's retrograde worldview, nobody can say you're wrong. I spoke with Alan too about these questions during my visit, and you can read the results of our conversation on IGN, but you're not likely to find a clean answer to those concerns. It looks like we're finally getting a good Harry Potter game. Shouldn't it feel better than this?
Just another great example of how biased the gaming press was against the game and how they were never going to review it for what it is, a video game, which is their entire job.
But now that we have all this scandal from the video game companies, from people in those companies acting like dicks to the other side, because yes, even if some people say that no conservative are in gaming, this is completely false. It's just that if you talk as a conservative in gaming, you're gonna be sacked. But that's a subject for another time. Where I was going is that nobody did take the time to have a little message to say that they don't align with the view of the programmer, no, the lead designer? Yeah, align with the views of the lead designer or the voice actress who's the model.
And that brings us to the kinda sorta not really an apology that was just put out by Sucker Punch. I say it was only kinda sorta an apology for 3 reasons. Number 1, and we're gonna read it in a minute here, but the language that the Sucker Punch studio boss used was as wishy-washy and non-definitive as anything you will ever read. Number 2, they once again declined to make a direct public statement via social media, and instead they used a former Kotaku journalist to transmit their thoughts to the public, and naturally, the likes of Kotaku themselves promptly used this opportunity to smear gamers that they don't like. And reason number 3 is that it took Sucker Punch a damn week for gamers to drag this apology out of them. That doesn't strike me as someone who genuinely means it. That strikes me as someone who just doesn't want to be hated.
But everyone was so fast to do that about J.K. Rowling. At the start of every fucking review, there was a little word saying that our review doesn't align with J.K. Rowling's before talking about Hogwarts Legacy.
IGN gave the game a 9 out of 10, saying, "In almost every way, Hogwarts Legacy is the Harry Potter RPG I've always wanted to play. then proceeded to slap a big J.K. Rowling disclaimer on it before hitting the eject button and waiting for all this to blow over. Other sites ended their reviews with an ultimatum. Game Informer writes, "Your buying decisions are your own, and we encourage consideration of the complete picture when determining where to spend your money." 9 out of 10. Or here, PC Gamer says, "Every fan will be faced with the choice of which side to pick in the 2023 Harry Potter culture war, including those who just want to play the cool new Wizard RPG." 83%. GameSpot took until the 17th to publish their review, a full week after launch day, and whose reviewer wished to remain anonymous, clearly for their own protection of committing the unspeakable act of playing that Wizard game, which they gave a 6, but not before leaving us with some classic GameSpot tomfoolery. They only cast an unforgivable curse once, because the spell loadouts are confusing. Yes, holding R2 in a direction on the D-pad can be confusing for a games journalist. Then we have Games Radar that openly states that one of the cons of the game is simply its connection to J.K. Rowling, and scoring it at 3.5 stars out of 5.
But now, oh no, this is so difficult. And I'm not saying that because, yeah, I do say that because I care. I cannot say that I don't care. I hate hypocrisy. But also, I say that to show that we're still not at equal. What I mean by that is that if those companies would have misgendered someone, they would have put a retraction immediately, fire the person, and put a message on social media immediately just to virtue signal and to be like, please don't cancel me or the side of the good side. But now that the shoe is on the other foot, they can not even do the half of it. And you know I'm right. The voice of Dante was replaced because he went on a podcast. Usually they replace the voice actor for saying something slightly controversial. And when I say slightly controversial, I mean just something that is slightly conservative. But now, no, there's no need for that. And no, I'm not gonna buy the game. And no, I'm not gonna play the game. It's just something that jumped to me right away because I saw how it happened with the voice of Dante and the voice of Dante and Ken, because he went on a podcast, the wrong podcast. And I saw how everyone jumped the gun to disavow J.K. Rowling because the game is from the world of Hogwarts, of Harry Potter's. But now, silence. It's always funny to see. Anyway, on that note, be a little bit evil and stay passionate.